Hello, a very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Egeru Simon, and in this today's video, we are going to go through information sources and publish information source, and we are going to look through it in a PowerPoint presentation. And here is the working. This is our first slide. It is the first thing we are going to look at is information source, and in this information source we are going to look at the primary and a secondary source. Secondly, we are going to look at the scholarly and popular format type. After that, we are also going to look at the published information sources, whereby we are going to look at the journals, books, conference papers, reports, and lastly the grey literature. Now let's go more deep, whereby we are going to go to our second slide, and in this second slide we are going to go through the difference between primary and a secondary source. In the primary source deals with the original or first-hand information, maybe someone directly experienced or observed during that day when that event is taking place. Whereas in the secondary source, it deals with interpreting second-hand information, majorly from primary. Also, we can see in primary source, they contain raw information, whereas in a secondary source, it explain and analyze information. Furthermore, on the primary it is created during or immediately after event, whereas in secondary that one is created later. In also primary provide direct evidence, whereas in secondary it provide the understanding or explanation of something which has already transpired. So let's go to our third slide. In this third slide, we are going to go through the difference between the scholarly and the popular sources. Now let's look at scholarly. Scholarly, this one is majorly handled by the expert or a researcher, which is getting more detail in a particular thing, maybe like a student doing his research at a university level. That's why we are seeing here our first difference between the scholarly and the popular. This one academics or handled by the student, while this in popular source it is handled by a general public. Scholarly, it's always the expert or researchers, while in public it is the journalist or the writer. Furthermore, on scholarly, it contains detail and technical information, whereas in popular it is always simple and brief. In scholarly, it is majorly consists of a formal language, while in popular it is always informal language. Lastly, on scholarly, it always deal with the research and education. This one under popular source, always for entertainment and keeping people informed, maybe of a particular thing or something transpiring at that very moment. So let's go through our first slide, and in this first slide we are going to look at the published information source. Under this published source, we are going to start with the journals. Journals are periodical publication that contain scholarly article written by a researcher and expert. The example include medical journals and education journals. Second one is books. Books are comprehensive written work that provide detailed information on a subject. Example, we can see the textbooks like a history textbook, biology textbook, and among others. Another example is the novels and the biographies. And let's go to our fifth slide. We can see there we have the conference papers. Conference papers refers to research papers presented at academic or professional conference. For example, we can see educational conference. Secondly is conference proceedings publication, conference proceeding publications. Another one is the report. These are structured documents that present information on a specific topic or issue. For example, it can be a government report. It can also be a project report. And lastly, for today, we are going to look at the grey literature. In grey literature, this provides information produced outside traditional publishing channel. For example, government document, whereby they don't expose it to everyone. Thank you for watching my video.